Hi, how are you?
I am great. How are you?
I'm perfect, thank you. Are you ready for your 73 questions?
I am indeed.
Amazing. So, who are you?
I'm Praise.
And what do you study?
I study law, LLB, bachelor's in law.
What year are you in?
I'm in my second year currently at LSE.
How many years are in your degree?
My degree is 3 years and I'm currently in my second year, so I have one more year left.
Okay. And are you spending all of your years here?
Yeah, I am. So like I said, I have one more year left and I'm spending all of them at this uni.
Did you want to do any years abroad?
I was actually considering doing a year abroad, but it wasn't going to be like the one everyone does. It was going to be the dual degree program that LSE offers, where it would be 2 years here and then 2 years in America.
So why did you choose LSE?
I chose LSE because when I came to the open day, I absolutely loved the library. Like, I could just envision myself studying in it, and that's how I ended up here.
Okay, and where are we now?
So we are currently in front of the LSE Student Union building, and right here is the 3 tons. I guess it's the pub and people come here to like drink or after events. I've been here once for a Tiffany Calver event that we had as a uni with Wagamamas, which was really nice.
Okay, so are you happy that you chose the LSE?
I'd say I'm 70% happy that I'm here and that I chose it. There are little minor things, but 70% I'm wholly happy.
Okay, what's your favourite thing about the LSE?
I'd say my favourite things, definitely the people and the teachers. They make the subjects, your degree, really interesting. So that would definitely be my favourite thing about it.
Do you live at home or in accommodation?
I'm living at home. So I lived at home for my first year and I'm also here for my second year. And I'm most likely going to be living at home for my third year too.
What would you say is the worst thing about the LSE?
I'd say the worst thing is just like how study mode you always have to be when you're here and how it feels generally. Like when you're coming to campus, you know, like you're only here to study, and I guess I sometimes wish that it wasn't really that feeling.
Okay, what's the worst thing that you've experienced at the LSE?
I'd say the worst thing I experienced is actually just around the corner here. So it happened right in front of the Peacock Theatre, which we are coming up towards. I actually got robbed in front of here by these 2 guys on bikes. So I'd definitely say that's probably the worst thing I experienced. It's not as if it's like the uni's fault, but it happened on campus, so yeah.
And what surprised you the most about the university?
Just how international it is. Like, you know that it is international based on the website and what everyone says, but just how much you see that in your classes, to your professors and your friends, yeah.
Okay, and is the university as stressful as people say that it is?
I would say initially yes, but after a while, like, that stress just becomes the norm, so it doesn't really feel like stress, which is a semi-good, semi-bad thing.
Okay, can you show me around then?
Yeah, definitely. So this is the Kingsway Building. I've been in there twice for events. I actually haven't ever had a class in there, but yeah, it's a nice building. I've been in there to study. And then right over here we have a sculpture which is called The World Turned Upside Down. I didn't actually know it was a sculpture. I was always confused as to why it was upside down until I checked before here, and it's a sculpture which is right in the middle. It's quite nice, I guess.
Okay, have you spotted any celebrities on campus?
Would I say celebrities? I'd say I've spotted public figures. So I've seen Jeremy Corbyn on campus, Tiffany Calver, like I said. I've also seen David Lammy. So yeah, definitely say public figures. There's definitely a lot of that, and the uni's always holding events.
How do you find studying in such a huge city?
I absolutely love it. There's so much to do, and there's so many different places where you can study, which I love, even near campus. And even if it's not near campus, there's just so many places you can go further out to, which I definitely love.
What's the best low-key place to chill on campus?
Loki place is the computer room of the old building. No one knows it exists, so I love going there just to chill. yeah, very nice.
What's an overrated place on campus that people like to go to?
The library. Like, I don't know why, but the atmosphere in there is just like overwhelming sometimes, so I'd say that's the most overrated place for me.
Okay. And that building behind you looks really nice. What's it called?
It is the Marshall Building, and yeah, it is very nice. I think everyone loves it for its aesthetics. It was built, like finished building really recently actually. And I haven't been in there to do anything yet, but I'm like going to study in there. It's really nice.
Okay, so how often do you come to university?
I come to university around 3 days a week, 3 to 4 days a week. So I have 3 classes, and those I mainly just come into uni when I have classes. Sometimes when I feel like I need to study, I also come to uni. So yeah, roughly 3 to 4 days a week.
Okay. Does your school have a lot of societies?
100%. There's so many, like, goes from cocktail society to cultural societies, like sports societies. There's so many societies which you can get involved in here, which is another great thing about it.
Which societies are you in?
I am on the committee this year of the LSE African Caribbean Society. I'm also a part of the Visual Arts Society here, and I'm also a part of hockey. I was last year, and I'm going to join again next year.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how sporty is your uni?
I'd give us a solid 8. Yeah.
Okay. Which sports society is your favourite at this uni?
Has to be hockey.
Okay. Does your university have any rivalries with any other unis?
Friendly rivalries, I would say, with UCL and Kings. Like, that's what it's notoriously known for. Are friendly rivalries with them, yeah.
Okay. What's your favourite place to study?
We are right in front of it. Here is the library. It's a very nice space because it's got so many different study spots which you can use. Yeah, and I'll show you a bit closer inside if you want to see. So there's just so many facilities which you can use in here, like the computers, the spots, and other than that, it's also really like nice to look at. So that's my favourite spot.
Okay, and how would you rate the food availabilities near campus?
I'd give it a 10. There's just so many. Like, there are coffee shops, there are food places, there are also some spots on campus like the one over here right now. There's also the Wrights Bar over there, which you can't see yet, and there's also like a cafe in the CBG building. So I'd say the facilities are really good and there's a lot to use and go to.
Are there any places to get food on campus?
Yeah. So like I said, the CBG food cafe, Wrights Bar over there is like quite known for like where students go to if you want like cheap and good food, and a lot of the other buildings have like cafes at the top end of them as well.
Okay, and how would you describe the culture on campus?
I'd say the culture at LSE is very nice in 50-50. I guess it depends like who you're with, when you're coming, what time you're coming, but I guess it's generally quite good. Like, there's not really much to it. It's quite good, yeah.
Okay. Is there any place that you would recommend on campus?
I would recommend going to the basketball court at the bottom of the old building. Like, no one's ever there, and it's really fun to like play a couple of games, even if it's with yourself. Yeah, so I definitely recommend there. I think I'd also recommend the top floor. You'll see it later. The top floor of the CBG building. It's so nice. Like, the views are good to study with, and it's nice doing that alone. So yeah.
What is the dress style like on campus?
Generally, anyone wears anything. Like, you can come in track suits, you can come like prim and proper. Like, it generally just depends. Like, everyone comes as they wish to be, and I really like that.
Do you enjoy coming to campus?
I love coming to campus when I'm in the mood to come to campus, especially when like my friends are here. So like, it's nice to study with them, and I guess I really do like the facilities and the buildings themselves, so I do enjoy coming here.
In terms of the students on campus, would you say that your school is cliquey?
I would say yeah, I would say when I initially joined, there were quite, like, it was just very clear, like, all the international students stuck together and stayed together, and like people from different societies stay together. So I don't really think people branch out as much as they should have or should do, which I think is something that, like, the university as a whole could work on.
Is everyone at LSE as posh as people make it out to be?
Would you say we are?
I don't know.
I wouldn't say everyone here is posh. Definitely not. The university is really diverse and really international, so that you meet people from all over the world. So I definitely would not say it's posh at all.
Okay. Is there one thing that you didn't expect when you came here?
I did not expect just how I did not expect just how international it would be. Like, I've never met so many people from so many different countries and studied with so many people from so many different countries. So that's one thing I did not expect when I got here.
Okay, so do you study here a lot?
I study here when I have, like, things coming up. So if I have some formatives, assessments, and, like, I have exams coming up, so I'm going to be studying here a lot.
Okay. What's the latest that you stayed on campus?
Probably 11 p.m, but that's because I had an event that I was at. It wasn't because I was studying.
Okay. And what does your schedule look like?
My schedule generally is quite good. So I have classes on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Fridays. I have 2 classes on Wednesdays, 1 on Tuesday and 1 on Friday. So my schedule's pretty good. I guess my only thing is my 9 a.m. on Tuesday, but yes, all right.
How expensive is it studying in London?
Oh, don't talk to me about money. It is so expensive. Food's expensive, water's expensive, accommodation's expensive, but, like, that's known. So I guess it's not really something that you should be surprised about. It's just expensive.
What would you rate your school spirit out of 10?
Mine personally, I would give it a solid 7.
Okay. And where is your favourite building on campus?
We are actually standing right in front of it. So this is the CBG building. I really like it just because of how much there is to do there. Like, there's a cafe in there. There's so many different study spots which are really nice to study in. And I also like studying on the top floor of this building. So it's just generally really nice. So yeah.
Are there a lot of facilities available in the buildings on campus?
So many. So the old building has a basketball court. The Marshall building also has a basketball court. There are kitchens in there also. So if you ever want to bring food, you can use them in the CBG building and also other places. And there's a common room too. Like, there's an undergraduate common room, which I love. It's really nice. And yeah, facilities are pretty good.
Okay. What time is your earliest class?
My earliest class is at 9 a.m, but last year I had a class at, I think it was 8 a.m. on a Monday morning, and I guess living at home and, like, making the journey for that was just always it wasn't good.
Are there any times you didn't like a class?
Last year I had a class on Saturdays. Like, I had classes on Saturdays. I think it was because of COVID, but no, yeah, I guess that would be the only class I didn't like. But the class itself was good. The timing was just not it.
Okay. What's your favourite class?
My favourite class is my EU law class, which I've just finished it, like, because we have exams coming up. We have no more classes officially. So my favourite class was my EU law class. I didn't enjoy it originally, but my professor just made me love it. Like, it was really engaging, really interactive, and the topics we were discussing were really good.
Okay, so who's your favourite lecturer?
My favourite lecturer would be Professor Horder. I had him for criminal law last year, and he was also my teacher for criminal law. And I just liked him because, like, feedback was always super quick for, like, essays and formatives. He was also really helpful, and he made me understand the content in a way that, like, I don't think I would have done if I had another teacher.
Would you recommend your degree?
I would 100% recommend studying law here.
How much work do you do per day for your degree?
I generally do 6 hours a day for law, so that includes lectures, readings, class questions. But since we have exams coming up, I'll probably be doing like 6 to 8 hours a day.
Okay. So where do you go when you want to relax on campus?
When I want to relax, I go to the undergraduate common room in the old building. It's quite nice because hardly anyone goes there, and also it's really warm. There are microwaves, so it's quite chilled. It's a nice environment.
What about food? Coffee shops or pubs?
100% coffee shops.
Okay. And where would you be on the weekend if you didn't have uni?
I would be probably out with my friends, doing something out with my friends, maybe studying with my friends, or out with my family, or at home on my computer editing.
Do you prefer uni in the summer or the winter?
Summer, 100%.
What's the coolest thing that you've seen on campus?
I'd say the coolest thing would probably be the Wellbeing Centre. It was here at the beginning of uni, like during welcome week, and there were like loads of bean bags in the centre here. Like it was a whole like just big tent. It was a marquee, and there were like free cookies, free drinks, like different things going on every day, which was really nice.
Is your university diverse, and do you think that there needs to be more diversity?
My uni is definitely diverse. In terms of the international aspect of it, but I think there needs to be definitely more diversity generally for like ethnic minority students.
Is your school really as competitive as everyone says?
Originally, yes, and I also think when it comes to applying to spring weeks and vacation schemes, it definitely is quite competitive. But if you just focus on yourself, I don't really feel that whole competitive aspect of it.
If you could change one thing about your university, what would it be?
I guess I just wish that, like, 2 things. What should I say? One? It has to be one?
One thing.
One thing, probably, I just wish people integrated a bit more together. Yeah, that would be the one thing.
So you started university in the year of COVID. What was your first year experience like?
My first year experience was rather interesting indeed. I've never had a lecture, like in-person lecture till this day. I originally started in person, like coming to classes and stuff, but then after everything just started online. So my first year experience was rather interesting.
Okay. Talking in terms of friends, have you made a lot of friends whilst at university?
I have made the best friends ever. Like, there are so many people I love. Like, I've made really great friends here.
And your exams are coming up soon. Are they in person or online?
My exams are online, thankfully. My exams last year were also online, and my exams this year are online. So I'm really happy about that.
What's accommodation like in London?
I'd say accommodation is quite expensive. In first year, I know like some of my friends were living in the LSC accommodation, so like Bankside, Sydney Webb, and that was like the just general like accom. But when it comes to second year and when you live out and it's not really like the uni's ones, it's definitely expensive.
Do you ever wish that you had stayed in accommodation?
Parts of me, I wish I had my first year in accommodation. I feel like I would have made a lot more friends and like met different people, but then it was also COVID, so no one would have been here.
What's the biggest difference between LSE and other London universities?
I'd say the approach to teaching and like professors would be the biggest difference between it.
Okay. And what's this building behind you?
So this building is the old building. You'll see it right there. It is where like there are classes that happen here. There are also lectures that happen here. And you can also study in here. So this is the old building.
Is there anything that you would recommend if I came to the LSE?
I would recommend probably like joining as many societies as possible, and you will just meet so many people. get like new experiences. So yeah, I definitely recommend just trying to meet so many different people.
Okay. If you were to choose a song to describe your university experience, what would it be?
Help by the Beatles.
Are you going to miss the LSE when you leave?
Definitely. But I'm going to be very grateful for the time that I've had here, the people I've met, the professors. Yeah.
Would you advise people to come and study here?
100%.
And before you go, what's your plan for the rest of today?
My plans for the rest of today is I have exams coming up, so I'm going to spend the rest of my day studying in the library, and then I'll probably go home and edit.
Great. Well, thank you so much. It was lovely speaking to you.
Thank you. Have a lovely day.